Hello everyone, this is Coach Wade and welcome back to my channel. So hopefully you will like, share, and subscribe. Today's video, I'm going to shake it up a little bit. Normally I'm talking about crypto, but today I want to talk about another important topic, and that is making sure to take a look at your home and auto insurance policy every single year. I'm the personal finance guy, so I'm going to mix it up a little bit, talk about different financial topics. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Okay, so the reason why I want to do this topic is because every year goes by, and a lot of us never take a look at our home and auto insurance policies with our current carriers. It's always a good idea to do the annual review. Some of you who have a good agent, is going to reach out to you at least once a year to try to do an annual review. Now, when I first heard this, when I first started getting insurance on my own, when I became an adult. I always thought that the insurance person was just trying to sell me something. Of course they are. A lot of times you come back, they'll try to sell you on life insurance, things like that. And life insurance is important, so but the important part that is important, but another important part, the reason why you want to do your annual review is because you want to see if you can get a lower rate on your home and auto. Because when you first get your home and auto insurance policy, first thing that's going to happen is they're going to rate you. Okay, so, and I'm making this part up, I'm not making it up, but every insurance company is pretty much have a similar rating system. The company that I had worked for as a captive agent, they had a rating of a 1 through 9. Okay, and 1 was the best rating that you can get, and you get the lowest prices and things of that nature. A 9, on the other hand, was the worst end, so you'll get the highest rating. Okay, so let's say you came in as a 7. All right, you came in as a 7, so you're right there, almost towards the the worst end of the spectrum. So your rate's going to be at a 7, so you got it. So every year goes by and you're not checking it, it doesn't change by itself. So every year you're staying at a 7, but you may be a 4 now, you may be a 3, you may be a 1, but you're always going to be paying the premium based on that 7 because you never go in for your annual review. So you can see how that can be problematic, right? So now you're thinking, oh man, my insurance rates are high. When you hear your friends talking about how much they're paying, so you go shopping around with other carriers, and they got you in, cheaper now. You're like, oh man, I'm leaving this company. All right, so you go ahead and jump to the next company. All right, so the reason why you want to at least check with your current carrier is because that helps out with your insurance rating, being that you're staying with the same carrier for a longer period of time. So if you plan on shopping it, give your current carrier a chance, to shop it as well. Don't just start shopping it without letting them get opportunity, because they maybe come back cheaper because you already have a history with that current carrier. Because the longer you stay with a carrier, all right, and you're not having accidents, everything like that, the better chance is you might get a cheaper rate with your current carrier. So give your current carrier a chance. Make sure that you're doing annual review so you're not paying at a higher premium than what you need to, because you didn't take the time to sit down with your agent and do the annual review. Give them an opportunity. Again, remember, if you come in at a 7, you're going to stay a 7. All right? You could be a 2, you could be a 1 now. It's not going to change on its own. Annual reviews are important, and it's okay for the agent to want to talk to you about life insurance, things of that nature, because it's something that's important, because there's a lot of people out there that don't have life insurance. Life insurance is something that's in place for the loved ones that you leave behind. I love saying this phrase right here: life insurance is not for you; it's for those people that you leave behind. And there's so many things you can do with life insurance. Today in future videos, I go into some more details of some of the things that you can do with life insurance, because it will absolutely blow your mind. So it's more than you know, um, just life insurance. There's some tools you can do with it, some advantages you can take advantage of while you're still living. So you don't have to die in order to enjoy the benefits of life insurance. All right. So I will share with that some information I have on later videos. But just keep in mind, it's good to do your annual reviews because your situation always changes every single year, and you want to make sure you stay up to date with all of your policies. Whether it's home and auto, whether it's your life insurance, your health insurance. You want to keep track of all these things, not just get it and forget it. Not just get it and forget it. I guess that makes sense. But anyways, make sure you do sit down with your agent, do the annual review so they can make sure you have the right coverages. Because a lot of times, also when people first get their policies, they might just get any kind of coverage, whether it's state minimums or you know, um, 100 limits, and we'll talk about limits and things of that nature in a future video. I don't want to make these videos too long. Okay, I like to keep it probably within the 10-15 minute mark. But I may do a video that may go longer than that, but that's generally like where I like to stay at. But you want to make sure you have the proper coverages, because sometimes people think that, having lower coverages will always necessarily mean, lower rates. And that's not always the case. Sometimes insurance carriers will actually give you a better rating if you have higher, limits. The reason being is because a lot of times when they statistically look at it, everything's about statistics, when it comes to insurance and premiums. A lot of things come into play, whether it's your credit. That's another thing. Your credit can improve. A lot of people don't know that your credit impacts how much you pay in terms of insurance premiums when it comes to your home and auto. So it's always good to do annual reviews for that perspective as well. All right. Because your credit has improved. But also, again, with the coverages, when it comes to statistics, a lot people that most people have accidents, those people that have the lower limits and bad credit. So you get stuck in this box. So whatever category you're in, you know, uh, if that particular category has most accidents and the company decides to increase premiums, they're going to increase the premiums more within that particular group that you're in. All right, so you may not have had an accident. You may like, why is my insurance keep on going up? Because you're in that seven categories, and sevens had a whole bunch of accidents that year. So the whole company, may do premium hikes. So anybody in category sevens go probably, since they have the most accidents, they'll probably go suffer the blunt of most of the premium hikes. And those people that have the ones may be affected a little bit or may not be affected at all. All right, so so if you have a good driver record, credit's improving, you have good credit, you haven't had a lot of accidents, it's good to sit down again, have the annual review with your insurance agent so they can make sure, number one, that you're getting the best price, and number two, make sure you have the best coverage. Increase the coverages if need be, because it's good to have insurance and not need it than to need it and don't have it. All right. You don't want to just have state minimums because if you get into an accident and something happens, anything that the insurance company does not pay goes onto you personally. I know here in the state of Georgia, there's no statute of limitations, for that type of deal, you know, um, because they garnish your wages, up to 25%. 25% is a lot. That's a lot to have your wages garnished because you didn't have enough insurance to cover um, uh, injuries that may have been sustained or damages that may have been sustained during the accident. So you're riding around with $25,000, you know, limits. You run into a $80,000 vehicle and only pays out 25. Guess who's on the hook? For the remaining was it 55? 55,000. Who's on the hook for that 55,000? You will be. Okay. Had an incident where somebody I know was making a turn and ran into somebody that was riding a motorcycle, and they had 25. They had state minimums, $25,000 limits, and the person ended up getting a partial amputation. All right, so I was thinking when they say partial amputation, I was like, maybe it's not that bad. Maybe it was a toe, or something like that, part of the foot, but it was the whole foot. The whole foot was amputated. They call it partial. I'm like, man, that's a full amputation. The whole foot. was amputated, and they only had $25,000 limits. Now, don't you think when it comes to the ambulance ride, when it comes to therapy, when it comes to lost wages, being out of work, you know, um, all that stuff added up, and of course, is more than $25,000. Like, man, I wish they would have had more than just the state minimums. That's painful because you have to come up with that out of pocket. All right. So that's why you want to make sure you have the right coverages. I know you want to some people just want to just have enough so they're not riding, as they say, riding dirty, but you want to make sure you have the proper limits. Again, you want to make sure you're paying the best price. So, again, the whole moral of the story is be sure to do annual reviews every single year when it comes to your home and auto policies. Okay. Make sure you do that. It's very important. And that's the secret behind it, and give your current agent, or your current company, should I say, your current company, give them opportunity to shop it, because the longer you are with one carrier, the better your rating will be. Now, when it comes to a point where you shop it and somebody else is better, they're going to give you a better premium because you were with your last carrier for the past 5 years, past 7 years. That looks good, for your insurance rating versus changing every single year. Okay. Changing every single year. Longevity helps out, and also maintaining insurance, period. So maintaining insurance, all right, helps out with your premiums, and also maintaining insurance with the current carrier for a long period of time helps out with the insurance premium. Your credit, not having accidents and getting tickets and traffic violations or all this other stuff, not doing these things helps improve your credit. All right, it helps you improve. All right, so be sure to check that out for yourself, folks. I'm gonna keep it going in this video right now. But thank you guys again for watching. Take care and have an amazing day.